What is up, sports fans? It is your boy Duffy. I am here with Trent Steps, and this is You Hear Us. And if you didn't know, we took a longer break than Tom Brady's first retirement.
Yes, it definitely beat that one.
I mean, would you count the 10 to 11? Didn't it be 11 days? 11 days that he was away, another retirement?
I mean, you could call it, what is it, a reboot.
A sabbatical.
Sabbatical, there we go.
I mean, at this point, though, I kind of want it to be another retirement because I almost want him to have more retirements than our Wrangler sponsor, Brett Favre.
Yeah.
I want him to have at least 5 retirements.
Minimum.
And I want his next retirement to be from the Bucs, but then he goes to the Dolphins. Or does Tua show out this year?
Oh, hey, keep listening and find out.
That's what I'm saying. We can get right into it. The pod it's going. I know it's listen, this first one's going to be a little wild. Probably a little mediocre. In the teaser, if you listened, you heard Trent say we're going to be better prepared.
Yep.
And then you also turned around and heard Trent say that Thursday Night Football was going to be.
I said the Bills and the I almost messed up again. The Bills and the Bucks, but we were way off. It's the Bills and the Rams. My apologies.
Not way off. I mean, I was
off by
a team that was in the Super Bowl the year before.
Right.
And then the Bills that are somehow kicking off the season, somehow getting all this love. And we're going to get into this a little bit. I'm saving it for the pod. We're in the pod now.
We're in.
You got a team that hasn't made it to the big game yet, kicking off the season for you. Don't remember who kicked off last year. I know it was Tampa Bay and somebody. I thought.
Yeah.
I want to say it was.
I might be able to look it up, but keep going.
But everybody's like, oh my God, Josh Allen's taking this next step. Josh Allen this, Josh Allen that. Buffalo Bills are poised to go to the Super Bowl. All that stuff. Have they even made it to an AFC Championship game yet?
Let me think. No, sorry, they have not.
So where's this coming from? Like, I understand that they are good. Don't get me wrong. And maybe it's just because I love my Kansas City Chiefs. We'll get that out early if you haven't listened to the podcast yet. Avid Kansas City Chiefs fan here.
Of course.
Trent is too.
Oh, yeah, I'm a Chiefs fan. Don't get me wrong. I'm a big Chiefs fan. Hey, side note, Bucks, Cowboys.
Bucks, Cowboys.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, so another team that hasn't done a damn thing, and they got anyway. But
hey, America's
team. Yeah, they have been ever since I was alive. And when I started watching football, I have not seen the Cowboys in the Super Bowl.
I've seen the Cowboys.
99.
I've seen the 99. Cowboys ain't been in the Super Bowl since like
96 when they three-peated.
Oh, that was like 96. No,
they won back to back, right?
Yeah,
Troy Aikman and Emmitt Smith.
Yeah, that's when they had the triplets.
Was that 93, 94?
It might have been. It was early 90s. Because I think
I was born in 91.
Mid 90s, we had 49ers got one.
I first started watching.
Brett Favre got one.
The first Super Bowl that I can remember in my head was the Tennessee Titans and the Greatest Show on Turf, St. Louis Rams.
Hey, how old were you?
What was that, 2000?
That'd make you laugh. I was a freshman in high school.
2000, 2001? I think I was 5th grade. So, I mean, I wasn't that young.
Yeah, no.
But that's when I really got into sports and actually started watching sports and everything. And I remember I wanted Dyson to be in the end zone. Everybody was a Rams fan that year. And when he did that roll, I was like, he's in! And everybody behind me was like, what did he just say? And I was like,
oh, hold on, sorry.
I love sports, sorry.
Yeah, got excited.
Why is a 10-year-old cussing up a storm here? Well,
No, the Cowboys.
The product of your East Sider for life.
There you go.
Yeah.
East Side till I die. 93, 94, and 96.
Okay, so see, I did say 96.
Yep, you're right. Yeah, I just remember it was
we can bring knowledge.
90s.
We can
we got
drop
you.
some bombs anyway.
I got you.
But big Chiefs fan. We'll get into our kind of who we think's going to make it, everything. Who we I got a who's hot or who's high, who's low. Our top high person is going to be the Snoop Dogg team.
Okay.
Because they're going to be the highest.
Well, Josh Gordon ain't going to be on that one.
Not yet.
He got
Allegedly, they will bring him back.
Allegedly.
Oh.
Okay.
JG could have a chance of catching touchdowns. But right now, no.
Yeah. No.
Another thing we could jump into real quick, because, we squirrel on this podcast. We always will.
And real quick, you got some questions for me? I got some questions for him tonight, guys. Normally, I don't bring questions.
He's
but
better prepared.
I got a couple of them
He's
tonight.
prepared.
I'm trying to be prepared, people.
Prepared. Professor prepared.
Yes,
anyway,
right.
I was looking at, to be a practice squad player, you get 18 game checks if you can stay on the practice squad the whole year. You get paid $11,500 a week. It's a weekly paycheck. So for 18 weeks, you're making $207,000 Yeah, $207,000. $207,000.
Hey, math's not my strong suit. I'm not even going to try to do this.
270,000. You know.
I know.
They're making almost $250,000.
Say 11 grand a practice?
1150.
1150
a practice.
I can't even type this. Oh, my gosh.
It's $207,000. Yes, that's what I got.
Hold on. 1-1.
500.
Yep. Messed that up, guys.
Times 18.
Yep. Oh, my gosh. I fat fingered it. I apologize. Oh, this calculator is going to do me in, guys.
Got the first womp womp of the season.
There we go. Times 18. There we go.
Yes.
207 grand.
207 grand.
Yeah.
For 18 weeks.
Yeah, sign me up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can only be on practice squad for 2 years, though. But
Hey.
still, that's a part-time job.
Yeah, it is.
Name a part-time job better than that. Water boy, maybe, because you're not getting
OnlyFans.
hit. But that can be a full-time job.
That could be. We won't go there.
We won't.
Well, yeah.
We're not there yet. But I saw that. It was very interesting. And then I pairing that with I forgot the guy's name. He was He was on the Browns. The Browns had an open tryout down in Miami one year. He paid his last $200. He was living basically outside of a fitness center, and
Oh my gosh, I know the story you're talking about.
he paid his last $200 to get some equipment to go to this tryout. Gets to the tryout, finds out that he can't be in it. It's an invite only. So he Googles who the VP of operations is for the Browns, gets his name, really impresses the scouts there. They invite him to a private workout.
Right.
Gets the private workout. Gets out there, impresses him again. He gets into a preseason game. All this stuff, basically almost lying, all this stuff like that, and gets into it. Gets a punt return for a touchdown. They go wild because by then now the Browns know that this person was lying to him, all that stuff. I don't think he's in the league anymore, but he changed his life from his last $200 to getting that much money.
Yeah.
And that's what's awesome about it to me is that part-time job, you're making $207,000. Can't beat that.
Cannot beat that.
Can't beat that.
No.
But all that's over. So really now we started the podcast back up because one, this offseason was the GM's Super Bowl, all that stuff. They got their draft picks. They've cut down to the 53-man roster.
As of yesterday.
Yep. Their Super Bowl is over. Now it's time for the players.
Yes.
And that's what we are here to talk about as players. The NFL, sports gambling in Kansas. We just brought that up, that is back. And we're definitely excited. We wanted to almost do this podcast late just to see if we could, at 12:01, we could get some action going early and often. And basically bankrupt the books before it even starts.
Oh, man. I'm actually kind of happy it's not working right now. Or we're not doing it late because I just probably emptied way too much money in there.
You'd hear a lot of crickets and then just phone tapping and
yeah.
I'm going to put this bet out. Stuff like that. But this will really get our podcast jumping because we're going to be able to talk about who we think's going to be futures, MVPs, who we're higher on this season than we aren't, and talk about some players. And one of the players that's been in the headlines quite often this offseason has been Baker Mayfield.
Yes.
A lot of my friends kind of don't like him. They don't like his moxie. I love him. He's got a fiery attitude. He's
Baker
grabbing
doesn't
his
bother
balls
me.
against KU. He's playing
you kind of want that in your quarterback.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now you got to back it up, though.
And I think he will. I think, DJ Moore out there, Robbie Anderson, if they keep him. Yeah, Robbie Anderson.
Oh, yeah.
If CMC can stay healthy, I think, it basically is built like that team that he had with the Browns, and they had, some wide receivers, Jarvis Landry. They got into the playoffs, stuff like that. So I think he's poised to make a big step in Carolina. I personally think they're making the playoffs. I have them up there because I think CMC's going to stay healthy. I think they're going to take a lot of the workload off, and I think Baker is going to be able to stay healthy and get him over the hump.
I don't think the NFC has they have a few tough teams, but I don't think it's anywhere near the caliber of stuff we see in the AFC.
No, not
so
at all.
I think that's one reason why the Panthers are going to have a great chance of making the playoffs. And their only obstacle in the division is the Buccaneers, unless, my man famous Jameis comes out here and starts wheeling and dealing.
I just don't see.
Yeah,
I don't see crab legs doing it.
I don't see Mariota either doing it down there in Atlanta. But
I do. So I actually have the Saints losing that division.
Like,
being
the
bottom
bottom
dwellers.
Really?
I think I have Marcus Mariota surprises people in Atlanta. I mean, he has Kyle Pitts, who's just a freak of nature. He's basically a wide receiver. I don't even know why they like. If I'm him, I'm turning into the NFL. You're changing me to a wide receiver because when that paycheck comes, it ain't gonna be as a tight end. You're gonna pay me wide receiver money because his percentages at wide receiver is far outweighs his tight end sets.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Travis Kelce, George Kittle, and I mean you could kind of throw Mark Andrews in there, but he's not really the one that they really get him the ball. I mean, he doesn't line up on the outside like Kelce and Kittle do. So Kyle Pitts is like way even above them. Like he's basically a wide receiver. So that's who they have. And then they have a plethora of running backs as well. And they brought back Cordell Patterson.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the Swiss Army knife now.
yeah.
He's what Debo is better at doing, but doesn't want to do. That is Cordell Patterson.
That was very elegantly put.
Boom.
Boom. Thank you very much.
But that does bring me into my first bet that I am placing.
Uh-oh.
Is because you brought up that the NFC is not going to be as tough. You don't think? I actually have one division that if I can make, I'm sure, I showed on Twitter, I have already 8 books downloaded. I know there's like 3 or 4 of them going live, so I'm going to have my bets going. But out of those, on each one, I'm going to put that a team out of the AFC West will win the Super Bowl this year.
Dude.
So it's going to either be the Chiefs, the Chargers, the Raiders, or the Broncos.
That's a good bet
It
because
is.
those 4, that division is going to be must-see TV.
As long as they all don't rip every single quarterback's head off this year on each team,
Right.
there's a good chance that
And
whoever's standing there is going to be built for it.
Knock on wood. Stay healthy.
Yes.
Healthy.
We don't pray for broken bones, broken bodies, broken nothing.
The best availability or the best ability is availability.
Boom.
Yeah.
I need to drop in bombs like boom in the money kind of thing. But yeah, it's going to be an amazing year of football. Baker obviously going over there. I have them going up more, and we need to get into that because allegedly, he was talking to a reporter. They were kind of just chirping back and forth, and he said, "I'm gonna fuck the Browns up."
Yeah. Right now, all of us out here in the sports world know how fiery Baker Mayfield is. I find it really hard to believe that he's trying to retract what he said. I understand for PR reasons you got to retract it to make it seem good, but we all know, and it could be just me, I know he said that.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I almost wish he'd own up to it. Like, look who you guys signed. Look who you guys signed and kicked me out of the stadium. Now I got to do my insurance commercials.
Where I'm packing up and leaving.
Where I'm packing up and leaving and going somewhere else. He kicked me out of Happy Home. I don't know if it's actually that happy.
You got to be careful with the happy. Because happy endings, Deshaun Watson's there.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. My fault.
Yeah.
My fault, yeah.
Don't want to drop.
Yeah. Bring that back down.
Bring that back down.
Yeah.
I had another joke, but I mean, I'm not going to say that because it dealt with Baker saying, I'm going to fuck the Browns. At least that's the one thing that he wants to fuck and not all that stuff.
On.
But, hey, we are unsponsored.
Yeah.
Unapologetic, say whatever the hell we want on this podcast. True. So that's where we're starting with it.
There we go.
Have jokes. Maybe some of these jokes need to tone in to be inside jokes, but I think it's comical.
I mean,
that you have Calvin Ridley not being able to play a whole year.
Yep.
For what we're about to do, what you're about to see 70% of the commercials be in the NFL. The dude was not even playing, and he just put some money on a team.
Right. Which I don't know why. That right there, did he get suspended for a whole year? Deshaun got 11 games, right? And then you
start off with 6.
Then you got my man
with predatory behavior on that too.
He's a serial massage seeker. I mean, that's what my man Skip Bayless said.
Yeah.
And it's actually super funny, but he's right.
That's one of the only real things that Skip Bayless has said in a while.
Oh, my goodness. Exactly.
Yes.
And I just lost my train of thought. Where was I going? Anyway, squirrel.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Where was I going with that? Oh, yeah, that's where I was going. I remember now. And then he got the 11 games. Josh Gordon, he's been suspended 2 games?
Yeah.
For just getting a little high?
Mm-hmm. And maybe that's showing us, like, from here on out, now that this is like the first process of they have an arbitrator, they're going to have this at the start instead of just kind of winging it of what they do. This was truly the first like suspension that went through that process. So maybe like you should be able to let Calvin Ridley reappeal, see if maybe, okay, you get 5 games. and stuff like that, or just something and see how it goes, or if it's still just going to be a shit show like it has been, where Roger Goodell at the end of it's like, nope, I still want more. This needs to be more.
Yeah.
Whatever, it's good for the brand. And at the end of it, I say the worst thing that could happen with the whole Deshaun Watson thing is that maybe they want it to happen where he's playing against Houston, but like you make that look like it was so staged.
And then people already think the NFL is scripted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you bring that up to just
feed into that.
Yes. Yeah. So it's a mess with that. I can't wait for that game, though, because that's week 1, Baker versus the Browns.
Oh,
it's going to be awesome.
He's going to come out trying to destroy, I was going to say something else, but he's going to come out and try to scorch the earth.
Yeah,
with them.
And I think they win. I mean, like, and that's what the Browns, like you heard the Browns brass were mad that he said it and all that stuff. And they brought it up on ESPN earlier, and they said it right. They're like, if you want to be mad at somebody, be mad at Vegas Sportsbooks because they believe that he's going to kick your ass too because they already got them at -2 to beat you. Like, they're already favored to beat you.
Yeah. And the other thing is, I just don't know, like, Browns, why are you mad at Baker? What do you want him to say? Hey, man, I sure miss playing for the Browns. I hope you guys take it easy on me.
I really wish
he's a competitor.
Yeah, I really wish that they would have kept me. I wanted to stay there.
Yeah.
They wanted me. No, don't be dumb.
No.
You went out and got Deshaun.
Yeah.
Be happy that you got, like, that's what you were saying. You're saying we wanted a better quarterback. We got Deshaun. Be happy you have Deshaun. Sorry he has 11 games. You should have known that was coming.
That's one thing I still haven't figured out. I mean, fully guaranteed contract. It's
$250 million.
$250 million fully guaranteed. But just the idea you went out and got him anyway, knowing all this is going to come down on you. But then again, the old adage is, the famous Dylan Duffy told me, if Jeffrey Dahmer could throw a football, he'd just have an eating disorder. Or I heard today on Key, J, Will, and Max that Keyshawn was like, if Charles Manson could play a 3-tech, I mean, they'd put him in the game.
Exactly.
Yeah, whatever he did, it would just be rubbed under or brushed underneath the table.
I do want to say that I heard my saying from Matt Miller. Used to always say that, ESPN Draft Scout now.
Yeah.
But like it always worked. It was true. Like they've said it. It's the truth. Like,
but it's 100%.
If that video never came out of Ray Rice knocking his wife out in the elevator, he'd probably still be running somewhere. Probably be an RB2, but I mean, he'd still be running.
He'd still be in the league,
Yeah, exactly. No. I mean, that's what you just know, like, it's just weird to me, though, too.
But there you go. You can punch your wife, and she can forgive you on television.
Not press charges.
And they are still, I don't know if they're still married, but I'm pretty sure they still are married. Or you go out and
allegedly
put yourself in a bad light, and we all know, get massages from 24 different women, and then bring civil suits against you.
Yeah.
But hey, since I can spin that pill, maybe I'm going to be in the league. Yeah,
since
here's
I'm
a
still
slap.
younger and I can do it. Yeah.
Here's a little slap on the wrist. Let me go ahead and get in here.
Mm-hmm. And then, so moving on to quarterbacks that I want to talk about before, and then after this one, we'll get to your question. Mm-hmm. I got to thinking about it. I was watching was it Around the Horn? Is that the second? No. Pardon my interruption.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it? Yeah.
PTI?
There's pardon my take, pardon the interruption.
Yeah.
There's pardon my take, and then there's pardon the interruption. Mm-hmm. So they had, it was old man Tony and
Wilbon?
Not Wilbon. Wilbon was out today.
So we got Kornheiser and I don't know.
It's a younger guy.
Oh.
He used to mess around with Dan Le Batard's show and all them all the time.
Not the dude who runs around. Is it the dude who runs around the horn now? Tony?
No, it wasn't Tony. I forgot. Tony Reality, it wasn't him. He's always still like the behind the scenes producer anyway. Anyway, they were on there. They were talking about Cam Newton. He's still a free agent, all that stuff. And basically, it just came down. In 2015, he was MVP in the Super Bowl.
Please don't ask me the exact same questions I'm about to ask you.
Go ahead. It probably is. But like he was picked up. It was so amazing. Like, man, his future's gonna be awesome. Now he's basically out. So my question is that the same path that we think the other Super Bowl quarterback that did not win is gonna go down? Like, is Joe Burrow gonna possibly be a one-hit wonder? I mean, they got their line. They set up their line this year for him to possibly be better. But that man, in his first 2 years, has taken so many hits. Already has an ACL tear.
Yeah. I hope he's alive in 5 years.
Right?
Yeah.
Because even
I'm joking,
last year
but I'm actually being serious.
Even
about
last year they were good. He was still the most sacked quarterback. Like and this is known for the Bengals that they can't figure it out. Carson Palmer started off great, blew out his ACL, never was the same until he went down to, I think it was Arizona. I know he was with Oakland for a little bit, kind of refound himself in Arizona back in the day, but like Is that the path that we might be talking about Joe Burrow with? Is that he could be Cam Newton, where he has that MVP like season, didn't get the MVP because our boy ayahuasca or whatever.
Ayahuasca?
Yeah, ayahuasca. Got it, Aaron Rodgers. But like, he's there. He's playing good. Their team was hopefully not. I mean, I personally want them to be a one-hit wonder because they beat the. I'm gonna keep it cool.
You keep it cool.
We're gonna keep it better because they beat them fair and square.
But I called it.
Yes, you called it. Wanted to call you and punch you. That
I know.
day,
I didn't mean for the workout like that. But
you
from
did
the very
say that if the Chiefs weren't there, that's who you thought.
I did. Yeah.
And you got some flack for it. So
I did.
honestly, it made my picks come true too because I was saying the Ravens aren't going to be there, and everybody called me an idiot, and I just we both kind of were sitting there like,
yeah.
And maybe we do know a thing or two.
We might know a little something.
At Travelers, we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
That's at Farmers.
We are farm. No, is it?
I
think it was Travelers. I think it's Travelers.
It's Farmers.
I work for Allstate, so I don't give about any of them. How about that?
We're in good hands.
Yeah, we're in good hands
you know
here.
What I'm saying right here.
Yes, the new commercial is out. Unofficial sponsor of this show.
Yep.
It's the best. It's about a best man. It's hilarious. Allstate makes the best mayhem
100%.
commercials.
Yes.
Not even mayhem, just the best commercials.
But the mayhem guy. Yes. Those are awesome.
And here we are squirreling again. Back to Joe Burrow. What is your take on Joe Burrow being Cam Newton-esque, Carson Palmer-esque? Of maybe he only gets there once.
No, I think the Bengals are trying to put enough pieces around him with Chase, and you got Boyd, and you got Higgins, Mixon. I'm trying to think. It's one more person. They're tied in. I can't even pronounce his name. No, Uzoda, or I can't pronounce his.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, but if you look at it, I think he has more weapons around him than Cam had around him, and Carson Palmer had around him. And I think that Cam's biggest problem is just the way they used him. They almost ran Cam into the ground.
He was taking unnecessary
hits.
But so Burrow, I feel like he's getting sacked. But he can kind of lay down.
Yeah, he's not taking unnecessary hits, but my man's taking some shots.
Yeah.
So I think with the weapons he has, they can maybe work on getting the balls out faster, or maybe relying on Mixon more to take some pressure off Joe. But the way he performed last year, I mean, it's all eyes on Joe Burrow. Do I think he's going to have the same kind of season he had last year? That's up for debate. I don't know. I don't think they're going to be as good as they were last year. But
I think that was one of those that they...
Spoiler alert, they're not going to be my dark horse pick this year. Just let you guys know.
Fair enough.
But you're not going to like my dark horse pick this year. So.
You mother... Maybe I do.
You might.
Have the same one.
Now that we got betting in here, it's a whole different ballgame.
It is, because when it gets to playoffs, if the Chiefs don't happen to make it, then I'm still engaged.
Oh,
I still got
100%. Yeah.
That's a choo-choo train.
Yep. Hey, if you don't know, where we live, there's trains constantly, and they are.
We both were like, "What the hell was that for?" I was like, "What's coming through our headphones?" Are we getting our first call in? No, but let's get to one of your questions. You got some questions for me
because you are better prepared,
so I'm ready.
We're gonna stick with the Cam personality here. So on Key J Will Max this morning, they brought up, let's do a cut, start, bench. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I got 3 players for you in their prime. Who are you going to cut? Who are you going to start? Who are you going to bench? So, Cam Newton, prime Cam Newton, NFL MVP season. Michael Vick, prime Michael Vick, and Lamar Jackson. Who are you starting? Who are you benching? Who are you cutting?
Cutting Lamar.
Let me preface this. Like everybody, he is not the biggest Lamar fan, if you didn't know, but.
So Lamar, I like Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
I loved him in Louisville.
Yeah.
And it's not really Lamar. I love Lamar. I love that he's his own agent. He's trying to do all this himself kind of thing. I hate the way the narrative is, and maybe it's because the Chiefs got Patrick Mahomes. And like it's almost like Patrick is so good that they have to talk about all these other quarterbacks and say he's better than Patrick.
Yeah.
Like Lamar's MVP season was great. You stack that up against Patrick Mahomes' MVP season, or even the season he had, like he still threw more touchdowns.
Yep.
Like he's still amazing. Like it's almost like the Jordan LeBron effect, and and it just happens to be that Lamar is like, to me, Mahomes is kind of LeBron, where like we know he's probably the best player hands down until Giannis and he's gotten older and stuff like that. but like we can't give it to him every year, so
Right.
we have to give it to somebody else. And
Yeah.
like Lamar is amazing, but to me, it's what can you do in the playoffs?
Mm-hmm.
And he's had a team. He had
Yep.
Marquise Brown. He's had Uwu son Mark Ingram in the
Mark-
backfield. I mean, he's had
Woo, woo.
yeah,
Big trust.
big trust, homie. Yeah, he's had Mark Andrews. Like he's had all these players, and he's underperformed because when you get to the playoffs, just like we saw with Mahomes in the regular season, they had to bring it to him in the regular season. Kind of screwed the NFL because he was able to figure it out at the end of the year to play too high safety on him.
Yeah.
Give him some different looks. Once you get into the playoffs, your feet can't be the only thing.
No.
And the other thing that those two quarterbacks have that Lamar doesn't is a cannon with precision passing.
Yep.
When Mike Vick was slinging it in his prime and he could run, you weren't stopping him.
No.
The only thing that happened was that he usually got hurt. You know, after his MVP season prime, he broke his tibia fibula, I think,
Yeah.
in that game when he got bent backwards.
Right.
I cried. That was the first time I ever cried because of a sports player getting hurt because that boy was just on Madden.
Just.
All I had to do was
Yeah.
run him. And that was kind of like when Madden would update. You'd
Oh,
have to
dude,
go
he was-
down. You'd have to put him back in the game if you played for
Right.
Atlanta.
He was him and Bo Jackson are probably I can't find the article. I have to find it, but those were the two most like highly attributed or just overpowered sports figures in video games. Like if you got Vic in that Madden,
Yeah.
or if you got Bo Jackson Tecmo Bowl,
Yeah.
you were unstoppable.
yeah.
It was over.
But back to your and that's what's more tough because it's start one, sit one. So really, I mean, I'm probably starting Mike Vick and I'm sitting Cam. But the good news is Cam's still there. Like
Yeah.
we saw what he could do. Like if you give him the goal line, didn't even know the playbook for Matt Rule, Carolina. First game back, scored 2 touchdowns.
Right.
Yelling, I'm back, all excited. But the thing is with Vic, you know, I think he had Roddy White, or was he gone before?
No, he had. Oh my gosh, did he have Roddy White? He might not have Roddy White.
He might have had him there for a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I know that's kind of when Matt Ryan got there. He had him for sure, kind of thing. But he had some outside runners. He had work done there for a while in Atlanta. I mean, he had some players around him. But Cam Newton, you go back and look, he never really had. I mean, he had Steve Smith.
Hold on, I got you. Cam Newton. One year he had because I had this conversation with my buddy, and he asked me who this person was, and I had no idea.
But that's like the stat I brought up of Cam Newton in college. That's how good he was.
Right.
He was the only player for Auburn to even be in the league for more than, I think, 1 year. To even play a full season in the NFL on that Auburn team.
He put that team
won
on his
a
back.
national championship.
Ted Ginn and Corey Brown.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
I don't know
Who?
Corey Brown.
Yeah, exactly. He had Steve Smith in the later part of his career. Ice up, son. I mean, he was still good.
He had Greg Olson. Greg Olson was putting in work.
He got DJ Moore there at the end.
Yep.
I think when they made it to the
Yeah,
Super
Kelvin
Bowl,
Benjamin.
he had.
Then he wanted to fight Kelvin Benjamin after that.
Well, he also had always snacking Kelvin Benjamin.
Yeah.
Like, he never became like when he came to the Chiefs that 1 year and became like a tight end. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
Kelvin's big. Like we finally got our big receiver. I don't know if we need that
Yeah.
big. Like it was Jared Lorenzen type. It looked like
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Jared, hefty lefty.
A hefty lefty.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm probably starting Mike Vick because that was really like the epitome of like I'm watching football, I'm playing Madden all the
My
time.
man was must see TV.
Oh yeah, human highlight reel.
Yeah.
He had the commercials. That was back when they did them fake commercials, but it looked real. Where I think he threw it in the air and he ran and caught it real quick.
I seen one. He like
And you
threw it
almost
out of the
like
stadium
he
or
could
something.
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what's crazy is like he did the throw it out of the stadium. Now we have quarterbacks that actually can
throw
throw it out of the stadium
yeah.
in Mahomes and Josh Allen, which is crazy. I mean, it's insane.
Like Michael Vick's arm was so electric. I'm pretty sure he got drafted in the MLB just because.
Oh yeah, and I mean the thing is like he just flicked it too.
Oh, I mean his.
I mean it's
motion-
not like you just saw him load. It was just
No, it's just flick.
And I mean it was
on
like
a string.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And then the Marcus Vick, I remember watching him at Virginia Tech too, thinking, "Oh God, he's about to be like his brother." And then he just he let his past and that all
Yeah.
that catch up to him.
Yep.
It happens.
It does.
But yeah, no, I'm starting Mike Vick, benching Cam Newton, and cutting Lamar Jackson just because if I'm trying to win the big one, like Lamar's had some like we'll see how good Marquise Brown is, and he's going to go to Kyler Murray, which is still not like I would say Kyler has a better arm accuracy wise, but like Lamar is just so fast.
Dude,
and it will work.
so-
And he deserves to get paid. He deserves to be an MVP for regular seasons and stuff like that. I just don't think the way that they have built around him, it's kind of like Vince Carter. Electrifying, amazing to watch. Holy shit, this dude can dunk it, crazy, jump over the gym, jump over that dude from Russia, wherever he was at, and not even know he jumped over me. I thought he got out of the way. No,
Nope.
you just cleared a 7-footer
right
like it was
over,
nothing. Yeah, and that's awesome. But what Vince Carter has to learn, what Lamar has to learn, is this is the big boy league. Like, you got to start knocking down some shots. Vince, towards the end of his career, was
he
a
figured it
3-point
out.
threat.
Yeah.
Lamar has to do that. He's going to have to start filling it in. Like it would have been awesome to see Lamar with Tyreek. Could you imagine just Tyreek and him just like shifting all that stuff?
Dude.
I mean, because
Just
the
make
play's
it
never dead.
No.
Yeah.
It's to be playground football. Just running around out there. Hey, you go over here, I'll throw it over there.
Exactly.
And
it's
he's
awesome
gone.
to watch, but like when you get against a decent defense or a defense that, I mean, you saw Tennessee gave him fits in the playoffs. I think all the way these teams are built, the Ravens will have some people are picking them in the Super Bowl. I don't see
Who?
that. There's several that have him.
They got to get healthy first. They are so injured right now.
J.K. Dobbins might not even play first week
Right.
already. They just signed Kendrick Drake, but he could give him some benefits until J.K. gets back. But Mark Andrews, who is he throwing to besides Mark Andrews now? They kind of got rid of everybody. I don't know who their draft picks are.
I have no clue.
Yeah, and I have them actually winning that division this year just because the Browns of how it's going. I don't think Cincinnati's going to be as good. I think maybe people start kind of figuring out what to do with Jamar. Granted, there is like 3 other people there that are wide receiver ones, but I just think that was kind of a one-hit wonder. They know to better prepare for Cincinnati. They got hot at the right time, took off. And Pittsburgh, I think they have a good thing. George Pickens, dog.
Kenny Pickens.
But George Pickens,
Oh, got it. Okay,
the wide receiver.
Oh,
George Pickens.
Oh, sorry.
Dog. Kenny Pickett, maybe dog.
Yeah.
But he's not starting yet. Trubisky's going to be this. I think that's who they're going with is Trubisky at first because me personally, that's what you
got to
go,
Mitch. You got to go with Trubisky.
You have to go Trubisky because what stunts a player's growth is if Kenny comes in, it's too big of a moment for him.
Yeah. Go ahead and sit.
Then you got to take him out
Yep.
and do it instead of just – it's kind of the same thing. Speaking of that, though, let's get into it because the San Francisco 49ers restructured Jimmy G's contract after everybody thought, all right, he's
gone.
He's gone. He's got to be gone. But he's not gone. And somebody called in the Dan Patrick Show and made a bet. They have a pie-in-the-face bet. Anybody can make a bet. If they take it, the person that takes it gets a pie in the face if they're wrong, or the person that makes the bet, they have to pie themselves in the face and send it into them. The bet was, the guy said this, and this is before they reconstructed. He bet Dan Patrick. Dan took the bet. He said that Jimmy Garoppolo would start games for the San Francisco 49ers this year.
Ooh.
They took the bet, and this is before they restructured the contract and everything. So it's starting to sound like Shanahan maybe, I guess when the last preseason game, Trey Lance looked like dog water against Houston. So we know how Shanahan kind of is. He's a little fiery. He's going to be like his dad, and he's just going to he'll make a switch.
Oh, yeah.
He's not scared to make a switch.
No, he's going to do what he needs to do to get the best out of his football team. So I think it was smart. Me personally, I think it was smart to bring back Jimmy G because I think they actually tested the waters out there if anybody was interested. I don't think no one was going to take the bait because they had to release him. They were going to release him by a certain time because they would have to pay him, and then he would get picked up. But they couldn't trade him.
It's just crazy how they set up the contract because he's getting paid like $8 million. He's the highest paid backup. But then he has all these incentives to basically make his money back if he ends up playing, and he has a no trade clause. So, if a team really wants him, he can just be like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
You ain't trading me. Like it's really interesting how they set up this contract for him. It almost seems like, hey, we're going to go with Trey, I guess. Yeah. Maybe. Because I guess these fans, Jimmy hasn't even been with the team. He's been throwing on a different. Yeah. And then all of a sudden this happens. He's back with the team now. And that you can't, that, I don't know. It's one of those, if you have 2 quarterbacks, you have none.
Right.
That's kind of what you're doing here to Trey Lance because, dude, you should just come out and say, hey, it's Jimmy G's team still. He's the last one on the contract. We drafted Trey Lance. We're doing more of an Aaron Rodgers, not a Patrick Mahomes thing. Everybody wanted him. But, if you as the coach don't trust in him to be your quarterback, the dude's only played, what was it? He only played 300 snaps or something in college because they had that COVID year.
Yep.
And North Dakota only played 1 game, all that stuff. He didn't play that whole lot. He only played that sophomore year basically.
Yeah.
Because they had Wentz before that, or something. No,
they had Wentz. It was Wentz and then him.
Yeah.
But he didn't. Yeah, he played 1 whole season, maybe 2.
Yeah. 300 snaps is roughly what it was. So if you need to say he needs more time to get back adjusted, just say that. Start
You have Jimmy G. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Like Jimmy G took you to a Super Bowl.
Aaron Rodgers.
And he missed Emmanuel Sanders, but
Yeah.
he took you to a Super Bowl.
Exactly. And Aaron Rodgers has had a pretty good career. Maybe not what we think he should have.
Right.
And he set for what, 4 seasons behind Brett Favre? It was a long time.
Yeah, he sat for a while.
He sat behind
Jimmy
Brett
G
Favre.
sat behind Tom Brady.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's writing on the wall to make that type of thing work. Like, don't rush things. Like, we didn't rush Patrick. Like, basically, that's the thing that you see from good organizations happen. They come out, they nip it in the bud.
Yep.
They say, Alex Smith is my starter this whole year.
Yeah.
Don't plan on seeing Mahomes.
Right.
We saw him one time because they
they had
arrested
to.
all their
Yep.
starters. That's what they did.
And then we saw what could happen.
Exactly. And then we were like, holy shit, maybe we should have played him.
Yeah, but I'm happy we didn't.
Yes. No, I think that brings the maturity, the fire for him that it happens. And then so, like, that's what the 49ers are doing wrong, because last year you heard the chirpings of they were excerpts out is that, man, Trey Lance is way better. He should be starting for Jimmy. Okay. Now that you have him, they're like, hey, Jimmy, come on back, buddy. Kind of like, it's just.
Let's say, hey, Jimmy, let's come back and mentor him. And then we might,
Like, this is like New York Jets, New York Giants shit that the Niners are doing. I don't see. I don't feel like I would see that from Shanahan, but I guess the Shanahan does that because they had Jake Plummer. Was it Jake Plummer? Jake the Snake? Yeah. In Denver.
Yeah.
And they had Jay Cutler. And they like benched Jay Cutler in a playoff game for Jake Plummer. And the last touchdown he ever threw, or last throw he ever threw in the NFL was like a 50-yard interception. Ran back for a touchdown. And he said, I don't give a fuck. Like, I knew it was my last.
Yeah. Let that baby fly.
He's like, I just wanted everybody to know I can still sling it if I need to, kind of thing. So it's interesting. Like, you can tell these good teams, bad teams. And I just think that that's going to – the success that the 49ers could have until either, A, they get rid of Jimmy G or they say, all right, we're bringing him in kind of thing, then it's going to be a nightmare for him.
Right. And I think the locker room likes Jimmy. I'm pretty sure the locker room likes Jimmy.
I think they like Trey too.
Yeah.
Because George Kittle got on, he's like, oh, dude, I love that person.
Yeah.
But, like, all it takes is Debo, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk,
So, hey.
anybody to not get the ball as much, kind of have rumblings like Tyreek Hill allegedly had last year with not getting the ball enough, or, to get overthrown 5 times, make him look bad. He gets their head swiped.
This is why I don't get real quick. We're going to backtrack to what you said about Tyreek, and then we got hop back to Jimmy G. Tyreek led the NFL. They lead the NFL in catches and said he didn't get the ball enough.
Basically, yeah, he was top five.
I'm pretty sure. I'm willing to bet. Legally bet $1 that he led the NFL in catches last year.
He could have,
or he might have led receivers in catches, not the whole NFL. He might have led receivers in catches. Anyway, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying that is taking me off. Back to Jimmy. Sorry.
No, I agree. And I'm on my soapbox, but like that's what you have. Is it just takes one of those wide receivers to get clipped the wrong way, to be like to blow up on the sideline. Like, Trey, you suck. Why are you doing this to me? Kind of thing.
Right.
Coach, why don't we got Jimmy and he ain't gonna overthrow me like that? I mean, and you have that problem. Yeah. It's kind of the same thing. Like I was gonna make a joke about the Dolphins. Like I was gonna tweet it. I have a couple of buddies that are Dolphins fans, and they're keeping 3 quarterbacks on the roster. So I wanted to say, hey, if you're in the NFL and you keep 3 quarterbacks, you don't have one quarterback. Yeah. You don't trust your quarterback. Yeah. But then the Chiefs did it too. But I think the Chiefs are doing it, and this is where my fandom comes in, and I can't talk shit now because the Chiefs did it too. I was like, damn it, why are you doing this on the 53-man roster? But Shane Buechele, I think that's how you say it.
Yeah.
Buechele, whatever. Like, he's impressed.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be the backup next year. I think this is kind of Chad Henne's last year. It's time for him to show Shane's hope, and then,
to go ahead and go hang him up. He's been in the league for a minute, I feel like.
Yeah, but anything is possible, baby.
Anything is possible.
Anything is possible with him. Which he got us past the Browns.
He
did. That's what's crazy is
I forgot
Chad
about that.
Henne coming and being our backup, stop Baker Mayfield. I mean, that could be a whole different thing for the Browns.
Yeah.
They had the run game to blast through the playoffs.
Yep.
And that's another thing, like we talk about the Niners. I have the Niners lower on my list because I don't think that they're going to do anything special because of all the problems that they had. Like, I had them up there. Like, on my thing, I just kind of put it all together. I actually had the Browns winning the AFC North until all this shit came down.
Yeah.
Not really Deshaun. We knew Deshaun was going to get – I thought it was going to be fine. But then Kareem Hunt wants out.
Yep.
Then it's like –
Come on to the Chiefs, buddy. Come on back.
Yeah, I guess come on back.
Come on back.
Just don't lie to us.
Yeah, don't lie to us and get CEH out of here.
Yeah.
I hope CEH proves me wrong.
I don't know. I like CEH.
I don't like the fit.
I like our backfill by committee this year. I'm glad that we brought McKinnon back. I'm glad that we have CEH.
We cut Gore, didn't we?
He's hurt.
He's
so
hurt.
He's on
Okay,
the,
so he's on the
injured-
Raiders. Okay, he's on
because we have Ronald Jones and we also have Pacheco.
Yeah.
In Pacheco we go.
Okay.
Just a little teaser. Heard that on a different podcast. I liked it. Make the shirts, by the way, if you listen to this. Make the shirts. But let's stick with the AFC West and talk about this team that I want to talk about. It's gonna be a little crazy.
We might be thinking about the same team.
The Raiders
Yes.
are gonna Raider.
Yeah.
But to me, maybe the Raiders don't Raider no more. And I'm gonna tell you why. I have liked to call it. I've made a hypothesis. Mm-hmm. It's called the Vegas effect.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Elvis went to Vegas,
Yep.
right? You go to Vegas, what do you remember? Bright lights, big city, showtime. Everything's bigger in Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. All that fun stuff. I mean, you've had the Henry Ruggs instance. You had the John Gruden. They don't have Henry Ruggs anymore. They don't have Leatherwood. They cut him. Like, these are their draft picks. They should be ass right now. They could possibly win the division. They got a squad. Derek Carr has a bona fide number one.
Derek Carr. Hey, lock it in. Write it down. Derek Carr will be a top 5 fantasy quarterback this year.
Oh, I agree. There's no way he shouldn't.
Hey, that's what I'm saying.
Darwin James went on the Pivot podcast and said, they asked him who was one of the two hardest people to guard.
Hunter Renfrow.
He said Hunter Renfrow. And they were like, what? And he's like, hey, y'all can say it. I ain't saying that shit, though. Like,
yeah, you better put some respect on that man's name.
Yeah. And then you have, he just fired his manager. You got a big old, he's always injured, tight end.
Darren Waller.
Yep. What was his name? What's his
Wall
name?
Street?
Wall Street, yeah. That's what I was going for, but then I couldn't remember it. But Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow, who's it sounds like he's a bona fide wide receiver too.
Route technician.
Yeah. And then you have Devontae Adams. They don't like Josh Jacobs, but I mean they have another back there too. We'll see. I think they might run Josh Jacobs.
And Derek Carr, I think, is good enough to. I just hate Derek Carr shows flashes of being all pro, and then
I don't think you hate Derek Carr.
I don't hate Derek Carr.
No, I think what you hate is David Carr.
No, I feel
the
bad.
The way his brother says that Derek Carr is supposed to be the best.
Yeah, that annoys me.
That almost makes you want to like. I don't want to hate Derek Carr.
No, I don't either.
The Raiders. I almost don't even want to hate the Raiders out there in Vegas. I love it, and that's why it's the Vegas effect. But like, I hate David Carr. Like trying to say that like awesome that you're doing that for your brother, but like, shut the hell up. He ain't even the best in his division.
This is like the stuff like this. Like Derek Carr shows flashes of being a top 5 quarterback, and then he looks like Tim Tebow. Some games you're just like, dude, like what?
Brought up Tim Tebow. Josh McDaniels is now the coach of the Vegas Raiders.
Yep.
But that's why I call it the Vegas effect, because all this bad stuff has happened. Everything can happen in Vegas, but all you have to do is just pull that dial one more time and you hit that jackpot. Yeah. That's what they did in Devontae. I mean, this team should literally not be good for like bad drafting, quarterback,
coaching decisions,
coaching. Saying all that stuff. Guy running 100 and whatever DUI. I mean. That's the things that like your team should blow up. You should be like the Browns, where I had you up there, but then like actually no, there's no way you should be up there because you got so much internally going wrong. But like just like Vegas, you just flip that switch. You open up the curtains, it's daylight again.
Hey,
boom, you're back out there.
Did they have the personnel to do some damage?
It's the Vegas effect.
Yeah,
that's me. And then you got that freaking the whatever
the Death Star.
Death Star.
Yeah,
I can't wait to go to that stadium.
I mean, what do people call it? Arrowhead West?
Arrowhead, yeah, we do call it Arrowhead West just because we still have their number. Now, don't get me wrong. I think the Raiders are one of my teams I'm higher on.
Yep.
But they're still not going to beat the Chiefs. Like, the Chiefs are still winning that division.
The Raiders are still going to Raider somehow.
Yes. Somehow. And it's going to be against the Raiders.
Yeah.
Or the Chiefs.
It's going to be against the Chiefs.
It could be against the Raiders. Mm-hmm. Like, don't get me wrong.
This will be the Raiders. They'll win 13 games and then lose to the Chiefs twice.
Or they might beat the Chiefs twice this season.
Yeah.
And then they'll play them in the playoffs and get beat 42-13 or something stupid.
Right.
Like it's just teams know. Like the Chiefs understand that they just have to make it to the playoffs, and then it's
right. Just Chiefs
0-0. Like they've stopped that thing where we get to the playoffs, we lose first round. Like they've stopped that ever since the Mahomes effect has happened. But I mean let's get into our 3 highs, 3 low teams that you're in. I'm springing this on you, so you don't know them. I have my 3. My number 3 team that I am low on. Mm-hmm. They're just number 3. They're not my I think this. So high low to us just means that we've looked at the draft. We've looked at where they projected them to be, kind of wins and all that stuff, where they should be. And I'm not necessarily saying that they're not going to be there. I'm just saying that I want to pump the brakes on them a little bit. Yep. This would have been my Ravens last year. Like, everybody's high on them. Everybody's like, this is the year they're making it. I'm like, hey, I don't know why, but something's going to happen. Like, slow it down. So my number 3 on this slow it down a little bit to begin the season is the Buffalo Bills.
I don't know if I can be low on the Buffalo Bills. It's one of those things like they're almost too good, and then you're like, bingo. Okay, do I buy into the hype because I believe everything everybody else is saying? Like they're going to be just steamrolling cats, or am I getting set up for failure? Like, hey, they're so good, it's too good to be true. They can't be.
It's one of those that are the players buying into it.
Right.
It almost feels like it. I watch them on TikTok, all that stuff. It almost feels like all the players are like, yeah, hey, we're the best around here. Like, nobody going to beat us. Mm-hmm. The Jets almost beat them last year, or they did beat them. I can't even remember.
The Jaguars beat them.
Jaguars, yeah.
Hey, Josh Allen.
Yes, Josh Allen was
the other Josh Allen.
Yes. So it's like one of those, like, you still have those games, and then, like, that was last year before you've proved anything. Now everybody's like, you basically should have won. Oh, my God. If they would have went to overtime, they would have destroyed them kind of thing. You didn't.
Yeah.
Like, it's the same thing. Like, if Dee Ford would have jumped off sides for the Chiefs, we would be in the Super Bowl. Right. But he did, or allegedly. I mean, he lined up off sides, but they still let the play run. They didn't complete it, so then you threw the flag. Like, wow, scripted. Yeah. Anyway, so that's me with the Bills. Is I think that they've bought into it. They think they're going to be good. I think it's going to be how they react to getting smacked in the mouth.
Right. They're going to get everybody's best shot. Mm-hmm. And one of the things everybody needs to remember, like, it is hard to win games in the National Football League.
It is.
I don't care how good your roster is. That's why there's only been one undefeated team ever. But the thing is,
and like, the Chiefs thought they were going to be 16-0 or 18-0, whatever, and then they came out like 2-5 to start the season.
Yep.
It's hard easy to be the hunter and not the hunted.
Yep.
And that's where they're at now. So that's my number 3. Your number 3?
My number 3. Gosh, teams I'm not so high on. I hate to say it, I'm a fan, but I'm not high on the Bengals. This year, just for the fact I think what made the Bengals so good is they just surprised everybody. Mm-hmm. Yeah, now you've been like that one full kind of year in the league. Teams are ready to figure out what they can do against you. I think some people forget, like, defensive coordinators in the NFL are very, very smart, and they will game plan to take away what makes Joe Burrow good. And I don't know if it's like I know it's his 3rd year in the league, but technically it's 2nd.
Yeah, because he had the ACL and all that. Yeah,
but yeah, I don't think they're going to be running it up on people like the.
No, I don't think they'll run it up at all. And I will say, just the only thing with the Bengals, if you want to beat them, you better be up by more than 3.
Yeah.
Going down there, because McPherson is.
He's automatic.
He's
the next Justin Tucker.
He's basically like, I guess you want me to go win this, coach, kind of thing. Like, he's got that swagger as a kicker.
Oh, yeah.
I love to see it.
Oh, yeah, you got to.
Yeah. So your number 2 would be. So this is like you're even lower on them. Like, your 3rd is kind of like, okay, they're probably still going to be okay, but like they're just on the list kind of thing.
This is going to be crazy. And I might go back and change all this later. Who knows? But it's got sprung on me. The Rams.
Okay.
It's always the team that wins the Super Bowl always kind of has that hangover. I mean, the Chiefs didn't really get it, but they weren't great that year. They went back to the Super Bowl after they won it. You get that Super Bowl hangover. It's nothing against the Rams. What I think is just, hey, you got the Super Bowl. Aaron Donald got his Super Bowl. Everybody got the Super Bowl. So, like, hey, I mean, we can go out here and suck. Who cares?
Yeah, ring me kind of thing. They've already done that, yeah. My number 2 was the hardest. Because, I mean, there's several teams out here. I think maybe the Chargers, maybe the Saints, maybe the Buccaneers aren't as good as people think they are. I'm going to go with another team in the AFC West. The one I haven't talked about yet.
Wait, hold on.
I mean, I guess I did talk about technically.
Let me see if I can guess it. Okay. Let me see if I can guess it.
All right.
I want to say Chargers. I want to go the Broncos.
Yep, it is the Broncos.
Yes, let's go.
They are all excited about Russell Wilson's there. He's going to change it, anything like that. What did Russell Wilson have in Seattle?
What did he have in Seattle?
Yeah.
Like DK or Pete
Yeah,
Carroll?
DK and who else?
Oh, my little man from Kansas
Tyler
State.
Lockett.
Tyler Lockett.
Catching bombs, right?
Yep.
So he had wide receivers. He had DK Metcalf. I mean, probably the second freak of an athlete in the right behind Aaron Donald, just being an athlete. Like DK Metcalf is just a freak, like built in a lab.
He looks like someone. Oh, I got on Madden. Let me create a guy.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And you got Tyler Lockett that just outran. I mean, he basically would catch anything. You threw it deep, he was there. Mm-hmm. He had all that. You let Russ cook in Seattle. Where have they been? They ain't been nowhere the past couple of years. Mm-hmm. Ever since you've let Russ cook, He hasn't cooked.
No.
So why all of a sudden when he switches teams and goes to Denver with a brand new coach that he's all of a sudden going to be amazing with good wide receivers and a good – I mean, I guess the only thing he really didn't have in Seattle was a good run game. But when they were healthy, they had good running backs in Seattle. Javonte Williams now in Denver. So, like, he has the same thing, and you're going to possibly the second – like, you played in a very hard division in the NFC West. Now you're going to the AFC West, which is arguably, like, every move that's made is going to be the toughest now.
Right.
Maybe not defensive wise. Well, I mean, the Chiefs might, but they're going to be better.
Yeah.
The Raiders are going to have a good D. They got Chandler Jones. The Chargers are going to have a really good D. I mean, good luck, Bosa and freaking Khalil Mack coming off the edge.
Oh, my gosh.
And you're going to have a good D. So, I mean, it's just one of those, like how do we expect them to be any the Broncos have not beat the Chiefs since Mahomes has been in the league.
Right.
That's like, what? Is it like he's been in 5 years, so like 10 games or something like that? Like
it's crazy.
Like, you want to talk about Arrowhead West, like all those teams, all those fields over there besides the Chargers soccer stadiums, Arrowhead West.
Yeah.
Because, like, Mahomes is daddy right now.
Yeah.
And I don't see that changing this year for the Broncos. Like, you still have everything, and you got Russell Wilson. You got a better quarterback. Awesome.
Right.
But our offense, like, our defenses sucked. Like, the teams that are good, like, the team that's made it terrible in the AFC West for any other team, their defenses sucked. We haven't cared about your offense. Like, awesome. You got an offense to keep up with ours.
Right.
It doesn't matter. Like, I just don't think letting Russ cook is actually what's going to benefit Denver. Like, I'm not high on Denver. That's really the only team that I'm not high on in the AFC West. Like, somebody's got to be in fourth place.
So, yeah, somebody.
And it's going to be Denver. And they could still be, 9 and whatever.
Right.
But I don't have him. I don't think he cooks.
No, I can't disagree with you on that one. I mean, it makes sense. And
I made it make sense in my head so much that I was very passionate.
I can tell. Yeah. I mean, I'm saying, hey, sometimes you got to let the man talk. Just let him go.
Just let him go.
I get it. Man, that's a tough one. See, I almost feel like the Chargers aren't going to be that good, and they should be. The Chargers should be one of the best teams in the NFL.
I had them wrote on there, but I switched it to Denver because I was like, oh shit, Denver.
Right.
The Chargers, I think the biggest thing is, are they still going to be like you? I love seeing them going for it on fourth down. I was like, that's how you're going to beat the Chiefs. Like, you got to think if nobody went for it on fourth down last year against the Chiefs, the Ravens, all of them, they probably don't win those games.
No.
Because you give the ball back to Mahomes, and all of a sudden he's going to score a touchdown in 13 seconds or something stupid. You give him time, he's going to do it. Like, are they going to do the dumb shit where they're going for it on fourth down against the Raiders?
Or not call time? Didn't call the timeout against the Raiders?
Yeah,
to get in the playoffs? Something crazy like that.
They could have made the playoffs. They were on their 30. They went for it on fourth down when all they had to do was just punt it away. And the Raiders would have to go the whole length of the field or something to score. And they didn't. And they're not in, kind of thing. Like, it's just, is Brandon Staley going to continue to do that and screw them over even with having all of that?
And only time will tell. But my team, I'm not really sold on. I'm going back to the NFC West. The Cardinals.
Okay.
Man, they got all the weapons they need because they got Marquise Brown. I mean, D-Hop's out for 6 games. I lost my train of thought with the running back.
James Conner,
yeah. Kyler Murray got his new contract. Mm-hmm. But I still
Kyler Murray's also a lot like me. If you guys don't know, I do play video games.
Yeah.
And he's a lot like me when a new video game comes out, production at work, production and being family man, goes down quite a bit. And that's the same thing with Kyler Murray. When a new game comes out or there's a tournament for Call of Duty or anything like that, his time watching film and all that stuff goes down the drain.
I need to check the sports books whenever MW2 comes out, November or October, whenever.
Book it that the
Cardinals are going down. But I just don't, like, for someone to put in someone's contract
and
that you have to watch. He
leaked that clause. He leaked it. His team leaked that clause to embarrass. Like, that's my take.
Right.
That's one of my hot takes, is to embarrass the organization for putting that in there and, like, still not saying we trust the quarterback.
Oh, I get it. I don't care.
To get it out because now it's not in there.
Yeah,
it's
I don't
out.
care if he leaked it. I don't care if
you think it's still in there technically.
No. Oh,
you think
it's not in there? Behind the scenes, that bitch is in there.
They'll void your contract.
Yeah. Hey, this is the NFL, man.
Yeah.
Like, we paid you a lot of money. Yeah, if you don't go in there and watch film and better prepare yourself to win these football games, you go.
I loved Kyler, but like last year, was it the playoffs or what? He was just like
his demeanor
on the sideline when they were already down. Like when Mahomes is down, he's usually cussing off the team. Like he's trying to fire him back up, stuff like that. When he was just over there,
that's what the greats do.
Yeah,
like I know everybody's seen videos of Peyton Manning, Tom Brady yelling at their dudes, even if they're winning, losing, getting them engaged in the game. Pat. But Kyler's over there in the corner just pouting like, bro, you can't. You got to rally the troops. And I still don't know. He has all the talent to be elite. But does he have the leadership skills when shit gets tough to circle his team up, circle the wagons, and get them to put the team on his back and give him a victory? Because games this year, it's going to be all on him. And that when that situation comes up, is he going to come through or is he going to shit the bed?
Yeah. Do you think he's on a diamond at any point in his career of anything? A baseball diamond? Do you think, what is his contract, 5 years?
Maybe. I think.
What would that make him? It'd probably make him 29.
Yeah. So he's probably 23. You have to be 21
To be in the NFL?
to be in the NFL. You got to be 3 years out of high school.
Okay.
Yeah, that is a rule.
But I could have been 23 years out of high school. I mean, if I was...
You have to be 3 years removed from high school.
Yeah.
So 2021.
So he's 25 right now. And he just signed a 5-year. So he would possibly be 30. He could be like not Bobby Witt. He could be like Whit Merrifield.
Yeah.
Just like 28. I mean, basically.
I mean, the dude got drafted, 4 or 5
And it's
overall?
probably avoidable in 3 years or something because it always guarantees money out. They can, I mean, so like if he doesn't pan out.
I honestly still don't know why he played football. Because this isn't all the money in the world in baseball.
Guaranteed contracts.
Guaranteed contracts.
I just think it's more of those like you could be a surefire in baseball and still not make it. Like
Yeah, that's true.
You saw how the
But
Royals
it's also
did it.
like I want to know if I can make it in football. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I can always go
Football's
back to
the
baseball.
sport now.
Yeah, I can always go back to baseball. But yeah, but will he play? Will he be on the diamond?
Yeah, you think he'll play?
Ooh, that's
you
a
think
good
at
one.
some point in his lifetime he will play for a professional
Yes.
organization? He might not make the MLB.
Yes, I do. I
but
do.
I can see in a couple years like he's just gonna be like if he does like win the Super Bowl, makes it far, like proves that he can, he might do the Deion Sanders route and be like, look, I can do it. Like y'all think me playing video
might be
games is bad. I'm gonna go play baseball too.
He might be on that Kyrie Irving type of deal. Just hey, I'm just gonna do me.
I'm gonna go burn some
Hey,
sage.
he's gonna burn some sage, and then
Yeah.
hey, I'm gonna go get these video games in. I'm gonna go do some hitting and do a couple infield. Get a couple grounders.
Yeah.
You never know. I don't know what that dude.
You really don't. And it could be one of those, knock on wood that he doesn't, but like it just takes one freak injury, like one whole year. Like, yeah, he made that money, but he was going to be like a top 10 pick in the MLB.
He was. Yeah, he was. He did.
Or I think he was 7 or something like that to that.
Oh, he was
Athletics or
high. He
something,
might have
yeah.
been 2.
Yeah. And like, it just takes like, you know what? I'm not like he could take an Andrew Luck. Like I'm not gonna get hit anymore. I'm done.
I'm
with this.
done.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
just that's what he's does instead of like making a family and kind of doing what Andrew Luck did. Like he's just like I'm just gonna go play baseball because I was pretty damn good at that too.
And I think, speaking of Andrew Luck and going back to when I was talking about Joe Burrow and the Bengals, like I don't know if Joe Burrow would actually do that, but like some teams got to be careful in that situation, like how they did to Andrew Luck. If you don't protect your quarterback, I mean, he might just say bye.
Andrew Luck got out, and that shows you like why he got out. Which, granted, I think the Colts would have took better care of him. I think they would have, like, hey, give us a couple years, we would have done it. But like that's what shows you what he got out of is what Cam Newton ended up having to go through. That's what showed you what Andrew Luck would have looked like. Like it just would have been his demise. Like his body couldn't do it anymore.
Yep, right.
Like Cam Newton literally looked like Tua throwing left-handed because Tua's accurate. But, like, it looks absolutely terrible, and that's what Newton could not throw anymore.
Did you see the highlight of Tua throwing that bomb to Tyreek?
Which one? I mean, both of them were underthrown, but which
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
everybody's like, oh, my God, look at Tyreek. He blew by him. Yes, Tyreek did blow by him, but that was a
That's
terrible
what I love about it. And you know what
terrible
everybody says?
throw.
You know what everybody says? Well, Mahomes underthrew him against the Browns or whatever. Yeah. How many times has Mahomes underthrown him?
Yeah.
Very minimal compared
Hey,
to every single ball that
so-
Tua's caught.
Yeah, I'm happy you
been
brought that up. So if you go back and he underthrew him against the Browns,
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes is in a full speed sprint to the sideline.
This
and
dude's
threw
in
it
a clean
across.
pocket.
Yeah,
First look, he's wide open. I'm throwing it.
my man was reached down to his shoestrings trying to throw that ball. Yeah,
And Waddle's allegedly walking around in like a full leg sleeve, not practicing.
what?
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Oh, that's not good. But granted, hey, I'm not gonna lie, I do like the Dolphins coach Mike
do.
McDaniel. That dude is funny.
He's a character.
He is
That's
a
what
character.
I love about the
Did
NFL.
you watch
It's characters.
on Levitar when he did the whole getting Tyreek to trade and everything?
Yeah.
You got to watch the story. It's super funny if you haven't seen it. About his wife got pissed off at him because when he found out he could get Tyreek, that he just went into watching film, and then he just lost track of time. Like he started at 3, didn't get out to like 9 o'clock because he just watched Tyreek Hill film, and he's like, I gotta have this guy. But there's a whole other more story to it. And it's kind of
His wife's gonna get a lot madder at him because from what I hear, like if you're an NFL coach or a college coach, like you don't. A lot of them just sleep in their offices during the regular season. Like she's not gonna enjoy him being a head coach over being like an OC and stuff like that. Yeah,
exactly.
Anyway, we need to get back to our lows list.
Yep.
My number one low. We might have the same one.
The Cardinals was my number one.
Oh, you went back to back.
You made me go back to back.
You did 3. You didn't do
Bengals. 2. Yeah, I did Bengals, Rams. Yeah, and then the Cardinals.
Cardinals. Okay, so you already picked Cardinals.
Yep.
I didn't ask you though. You just threw them out there, but I like it. I don't know. My bad. My number one is Jerry's World, the Dallas Cowboys. I am low on them.
Man, that's almost like hanging fruit.
I'll tell you. So I made a legal bet because it was just a bet with my buddy, big Cowboys fan. Shout out Devin Talley. I bet him $50 that we've always done this. Like every year, it's been. I always have the Cowboys will be 500 or worse. Last year was the first year. No, last year they were like 9-8 or something like that. Mm-hmm. Basically, I have this year. I have 9-7 and below.
Okay.
So
with an extra game in there, it kind of sways everything.
And then it's all like, and this was after the Amari Cooper trade, all that. Like they still thought they were going to be good, but then now their offensive line's kind of starting to drop. Like, CeeDee Lamb's going to be good, but he's not going to be as good as he was when they had another person to throw to. It's just that simple. Like Jalen Waddle's going to look a lot better this year because you have Tyreek.
Yeah.
Like, and that's my thing is Tyreek thought that he wasn't getting the ball a lot in Kansas City. He's probably going to end up being just bait. Like they're going to probably force the ball to him.
If I was Mike McDaniel, I'd use
Jalen
Tyreek
Waddle
as bait.
might be
balling
out
breakout
this
season.
year. He's already balling,
yeah.
And then he's going to be getting all the catches because. Also, another thing you don't see in the preseason is too high safety that they know that they can stop you. Like if you had a quarterback with an arm like Mahomes and he was not throwing it to you because they were running that, when they do it, it's going to look a lot worse with Tua because one, he's going to underthrow you, and then it's probably going to be an interception, and then you're going to look really stupid.
Oh, yeah.
Who's their backup?
No idea.
They need to trade for Gardner Minshew. You know how fun that would be.
Oh, that mustached up out there. God. Boom.
It'd be legendary. And I've always said it for a while, he started throwing left-handed because his coach or his dad thought he was going to be like a baseball player or something like that. He's not truly left-handed. You watch his brother has a cannon at Maryland. He was pretty good. Why don't you just say, hey, you know what? I'm going to just spend a whole offseason, go back to my dominant hand that's strong.
Right.
And shit, maybe you're throwing it 80 yards, and you have Tyreek Hill in his prime right now that he can go get it. Like, he's going to go get it.
How freaky would it be just to come back next year and dude has a completely different throwing motion? He's right-handed.
I bet it would look better. But he's so damn accurate, though, with his left arm. But being accurate, like, that's kind of like...
Tyreek should have prefaced this thing like, yeah, Tua is accurate under 30 yards.
Yeah, or 40. And that, I mean, that's the thing is we've never saw Tom have a cannon of an arm until he had Randy Moss. But he wasn't underthrowing Randy Moss. He was hitting Randy Moss in stride. Like, he could show that he had an arm. But Brady's so accurate in that other area that's why he's been good. He's not an athlete. Tua kind of is more of an athlete, and he's accurate, but, like, he doesn't have that arm
talent to get it,
deep. And, like, that's what you went and got. You went and got a Randy Moss-esque Tyreek Hill. You're not going to be able to throw it deep because, I mean, if I'm a safety, I'm backpedaling, and you're supposed to be deeper the deepest. But when I get to, like, 40 yards, and I'm like, all right, I know when Tua throws this, it's not going to be on a dime for 50 yards. So I'm going to be able to come back under it. I'm just going to kind of stay right here in this zone area.
Go ahead and catch this.
Yeah. Thank you. Like a pillow. And then take it off. But the Cowboys, back to them. They're my number one just for the fact that everything's going wrong. They are low-hanging fruit. I already had a $50 bet that they were going to be bad, so that's where I'm putting them if they're going to be bad. Now to our highs. I didn't have like a number one like for our lows, what it could be. I don't know. When you get to the talking about lows, you don't really want to dig in too much to it. But anyway, our highs going 3, 2, 1. My number 3 team that I'm high on is, we talked about them earlier, the Carolina Panthers. If they can stay healthy, I think that they will be the Browns of that NFC division where, you know, maybe they did get beat by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers both times in the regular season, and you have no hope, and the next thing you know, they come out and shit on you in the playoffs because they squeaked in, and that's who you got to play first. And they beat you like they did the Steelers where they're up 21-0 like the first 10 minutes, because that's when you're like, oh, shit, maybe Ben should retire now kind of thing. So, number 3, high, the team that I'm not the highest on, but they are up there, is the Carolina Panthers. I have them actually making the playoffs. I'll lock that in now.
Lock it in. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He said it. Hey, you heard it here first.
That ain't it.
That ain't it.
It's this one.
There we go. Lock it in.
Lock it in.
So my number 3 team that I'm high on, it's bad. It's only because I watched Hard Knocks and I became a huge fan.
Don't do it.
The Detroit 3-1-3 Lions.
That's going to be their record in the first 7 games. Is 3-1-3.
3 wins, 1
Maybe
loss, 3 ties.
3-3-1.
Yeah.
Maybe 3-3-1.
3-3-1. You can't help but if you watch Hard Knocks, you can't help
You
but
got
be
me.
a fan.
It's hey, we're an hour and a half possibly away from gambling. I wonder if there's a futures bet on there will be a tie in the NFL this year because that's got to be some pluses. I bet you that's like plus.
How many ties were last year? Was it like 3?
2, I think.
2? Yeah.
But could you imagine being able to bet that and then it happening?
No.
Just be.
Cha-ching.
So maybe that's another bet. I'm gonna probably dive in. I might not sleep tonight. I'm
letting you know
that you're
now,
getting from all them sports books.
He is. Once we get done here and I go back to my house, he's gonna be up on his computer, on his phone.
I should be editing the podcast.
Should be editing the podcast.
Nah, I'm gonna be gambling.
Yeah, 100% gambling.
Might start my own podcast.
Yeah,
Money Duff.
Yeah.
My locks of the week.
Lock of the week. Yeah. Here we go.
Lock of the week.
Yeah.
Here at the You Hear a Studios lock of the week.
Lock of the week. Yeah, but no, I'm on the Detroit Lions fan, or I'm on the Detroit Lions bandwagon there. So I'm after watching Hard Knocks.
Speaking of wagons, nobody circles the wagons like. Come on, the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, get out of here! I'm not worried about those dudes.
I know you're a Lions guy. You're a Hard Knocks. You're an HBO. All the CGI.
Dude, it was one of my.
They
favorite
made a great
seasons.
Game of Thrones, so you just assume that HBO.
They made. Hey, this is one of my favorite seasons of Hard Knocks.
Who's on the Hard Knocks last year?
They did the NFL. The end season was the Colts. Mm-hmm. But last year, who was
playoffs?
last year? The Colts?
No, they didn't.
No,
they went down to Clown Town and
who
got beat.
Was it on last year? It wasn't one I really cared for.
Exactly.
That's why I can't remember.
What about the year before? When's the last team that Hard Knocks has followed that's actually been good?
They did the Browns one year. They did. The Browns might have been the one before that.
I think one of Jared Goff's years, they did the Rams, and it was the year that they were pretty good, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But
the Browns one, it was an all-timer because that's when they had the
old
Jarvis
guy.
Landry. They had the old guy chewing gum. They had Jarvis Landry. Talking about, y'all some bitches.
Yeah.
If you better go out there with 2 broke legs.
We'll get
out there
to
catching passes. Yeah.
We'll get to the team that I'm really high on, and you brought up talking shit and all that stuff. I can't wait.
Yeah. But just
you're number 3. You said
just the Lions.
You said the Lions. You're big on them. I can kind of see it. I was excited. And then I watched. I watched the Pat McAfee show live, and it was at Colts camp, and they were practicing against the Lions. And everything I saw in the background, the Lions were getting absolutely.
Oh, dude, that episode is great.
Yeah,
because it shows them getting torched.
Yeah,
but yeah, Dan Campbell is must see TV.
It is
hilarious.
Motor City Dan.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, man.
If you don't watch Pat McAfee show, there's going to be a lot of takes from us that are also on the Pat McAfee show, and Ty's impersonation of Dan Campbell.
Oh, Dan Campbell. Oh, yeah.
Lou Holtz.
That was on today.
Sirianni.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
Ty is the man with his impressions. Yeah.
And they have D-Bud on there, and we just saw that D-Bud got a deal. He's going to be on NFL matchups on Saturday and Sundays with Greg Corsella, and
all because of the breakdown he had with
basically
Pat.
He just is an X nose guy, and they really
he did a breakdown with Pat, and it was
I just watched it. Yeah, he's good at what he does.
Yeah,
9-year vet.
Yeah,
DB everything.
Yep.
My number 2 is the Vegas Effect. I have I'm pretty high on the Las Vegas Raiders.
I'm gonna change mine now.
You got to. I did that with you.
Yeah, you did. Go ahead.
I'm the Las Vegas Raiders. They got Devontae, and it's one of those like Aaron Rodgers. It was. They did the last dance. He should have known that no matter what, even if he came back, you posted that picture of the last dance, like you have to make it happen. You can't do all that publicity and then it didn't happen. Yeah. So it truly did happen that he did leave. It was the last dance of Devontae Adams, and he's back with the guy that he played at Fresno State with. Loved him, and it was a good breakup because you don't hear him talking about who's better, who's that. Like Derek Carr knows, Devontae Adams knows. Aaron Rodgers knows. Like Aaron Rodgers even like Devontae's like they did a start sit cut with Aaron Rodgers on Bussin' with the Boys.
Yeah.
And it was Donald Driver, Jordy Nelson, and Devontae Adams.
Oh, Devontae
And he's like,
Nelson.
I got to cut Donald Driver. I didn't play with him that much. He goes, I'm benching Jordy Nelson because he's out on the fucking farm somewhere right now. He's not even catching balls. And he goes, I'm going with Devontae Adams because he's still the number one wide receiver in the league. Like, it was a good mutual breakup. They understand, like it and all that. Yeah, it's a business.
Yeah.
So, I just think they got Chandler Jones, who was secretly good with Arizona last year. You didn't hear a whole lot because Arizona basically didn't want him, but he was still sacking. Like, I think he had 5 sacks in the first 3 games or something like that.
Right.
So I think the Raiders are going to be. I think I have them honestly as second in the AFC West. I got the Chiefs and then I got the Raiders.
See, now my team I'm high on. I'm just going to sound stupid, but I am high on the Chiefs because I think people.
I can see it.
Oh, we got rid of Tyreek, and then everything's a little bit different. We got Juju, but I still think the Chiefs are going to look different out there in the field and play a little bit different. But I think they're going to surprise
I think
a lot of people.
And I think a lot of the like they can secretly take shots and stuff like that. And I love how Mahomes is good for business, but I want him one time to just be like, yeah. I want him to do what he did with Justin. What's his name? God damn it! Why are we so bad with names?
Oh, I'm the worst.
Justin Herbert.
Yes.
Where he's like, I'll believe it when I see it, or I'll see it when I believe it. Like he said that about him. Like, is he going to be the best quarterback in the division? He's like, I'll see it when I believe it, kind of thing. Like, I want Mahomes to step up to the podium one time and be like, you know what? How about that? Maybe we did do a little addition by subtraction.
Yeah.
Boom, and then just walk off. Like Tyreek wants to have his own podcast and talk all this shit, which I love.
Right.
I love the clarity and just being able to say what you want and be in the league still, kind of thing. But like, I just want it from both sides.
Right.
I don't want one team to be like, oh yeah, we loved him, kind of thing, and then like. You know, Tyreek's probably going to be up on the Ring of Honor one day for the Chiefs as long as he don't.
Yeah, I mean,
keep
he
on
did.
talking.
He was great
Yeah.
for the Chiefs.
We won a Super Bowl with him.
Yeah.
But, like, I just want Mahomes to kind of just get that, like, I want that full Hunter mentality back. Like, you hear you're fucking holding every play in preseason.
Yeah.
Like, you ain't doing shit. You're fucking
Hold every play. Yeah.
Getting mad. Like, I want to see that, like,
Yeah.
in the media, too. Like, I want him pissed off. And I think this year
I don't
with
think
the
the
Chiefs,
world's
like you
ready
said,
for a pissed off and Pat Mahomes, man.
well, when you get 2 kids, you kind of start turning a little bit from what I hear. And then when you get 3,
I got 3
it's
of
like,
them. You just 3. You don't want 3. You just give up.
Yeah. He's like, I'm done. Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah.
2, you gonna fire. 3,
Last
just
time
like,
Brittany was pregnant, though, the boys won the Super Bowl. They went ahead
true.
and did the damn thing. So
go ahead,
maybe they
man.
will. So you can be high on them. I agree with you. Like, but it's one of those. I was like, I don't want to be a podcast all about the Kansas City Chiefs.
No,
So
I
was
wasn't
like,
gonna be all about KC. I mean, this
I don't think
real
we've done pretty good.
perspective. I think they're gonna surprise a lot of people.
Fucking Chiefs.
God damn it. Yeah.
I think they will be, but like it's tough to be higher on them because the last 4 years.
I mean, would
Would this be 5 that they'd be in the AFC Championship if they make it this year? And then
they lost to the Pats, beat the Titans, lost to
nope, beat the Titans, beat the Ravens or Titans again. Bills. No, were the Bills in the AFC Championship?
Oh yeah, beat the Bills. Yep.
Yeah, because we went Browns.
Yeah.
Bills that year.
Yep.
And
And
then
then lost to the
beat the Bills again because we owned their ass.
yeah.
Stamp that too.
And then turn around and lose to God. When he goes to the AFC Championship.
I mean, if you want to talk about scripted, that looks so scripted.
Oh.
But we won't get into it.
Yep. Who's your number 1?
My number 1. Let's get yours first because I really want to get into my number 1.
My number 1, I'm just making this up on the fly, and it might not even be really my number 1, but I like them. It's the Minnesota Vikings.
Okay.
I think.
I'm just glad you didn't take mine. I was like, if he takes mine, I'm going to be so pissed off.
No, the Vikings, man. I think Justin Jefferson's going to have another monstrous year.
You like that?
You like that?
Dude, Kirk Cousins. He's got a coach that likes him now.
I think Kirk Cousins is going to come out here and surprise as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is he going to do? I don't have him as high as Derek Carr, but Kirk Cousins would be better than Dak Prescott. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh.
Yeah, man. But yeah, no, I think they have all the tools if they can stay healthy. That's the biggest thing. If they all can stay healthy.
You better put respect on my white brother and that
Thielen
team too. Yeah.
Oh, I said Thielen. I did. Maybe I didn't.
Go back. You talk about Cousins, Jefferson.
My bad. Yeah, Adam Thielen, but he going gritty all over the field.
That's just wild. Like Thielen.
They got dude.
They had Stephon Diggs, Adam Thielen, now Justin Jefferson.
Mm-hmm.
You basically lost the number 1 in Stephon Diggs and got Justin Jefferson right back. And Thielen's been there, took it as a wide receiver 1 the whole time too. Like,
because I know we're going to be probably done with this pod after your number 1. But real quick, before I get there, I had this question: which triplet would you rather have? would you rather have?
I really thought you were gonna say what wide receiver would you want the most on your team?
No. Okay, so you got the Bengals. You got Burrow. Mm-hmm. Okay, you got Burrow, Chase, Mixon, or Boyd, all them, or do you take Madison, Dalvin Cook, Cousins, Jefferson,
running back? Okay.
Thielen? Like which skill group? I would say 3, but they both got way more than 3.
I got to pick out of them.
Yeah, which one do you think will be more successful? Which one would you rather have? Between those two? I was thinking about earlier.
It's got to be the Vikings. It's got to be the Vikings, really. I think so.
Yeah, but that's
easier division. Not much defense is really. You have the Lions who could possibly be good, but then you got the Bears who are still just ass right now.
Gosh.
They just got rid of their player in Khalil Mack. And then the Packers are going to have a pretty good defense, but that's the only other team that you're really like a lot of teams like the AFC West. You have all 4 could possibly make it. You have the NFC West. Like maybe you don't have the Seahawks up there. They could surprise some people.
They could.
They're not on my list. Drew Lock is you put on for my city on. He's going to be about that life kind of thing. But which he's not even starting. Geno is, but I think we see Drew Lock at some point because you got to see what you have. But there's several divisions that have. All right, there's possibly 3 teams that are making the playoffs. Mm-hmm. If you look at them, that division and the Vikings, you're going to have kind of what the Titans have went through, where they've only been the team. The Colts have been good, but they've been the team that moves on in their division. You're going to have that in their division, where there's only 2 that you're okay, that they have a chance of making the playoffs. Now, only one might make it, but the Vikings could be there, or the Packers are probably going to be there, kind of thing. So I think they have a better shot of being able to run the football at will when they want to. Right. You got to think there's 4 games that they're going to have that they're just hey, it's W.
Yeah. Practice squad.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Another triple track, depending on what Trubisky does. That's the Steelers are kind of like, oh fuck, are they back already? Like that quick.
Yeah.
They got rid of Ben. Their low line is tough. I'm not as high as Najee in fantasy, but that dude's still a dog. You can give him 20. He's gonna get 22 touches and be fine.
Yeah, he's gonna be around the league for maybe 3 more years.
Dude, watching George Pickens in this preseason, that wide receiver.
Yeah.
I was a big fan. I almost won his jersey after I saw him basically just truck that D-back, put him on his ass, and just go.
No.
Dikembe Mutombo, and then just walked off. And they still have Claypool, and they still have Deontay Johnson. They have a good core.
They have a good core. They have a great core.
And they got not J.J. Watt, but they have the one that just got paid.
Yeah, T.J. Watt.
Yeah, T.J. Watt. So I was going to throw them in there. They might end up having that pretty good.
What?
Yeah, what? But my number one, and it feels like they are all in, and they're kind of in the Miami's realm of they're either going to be really good or they're going to be good next year when they actually find who they really want at QB. But I think this QB's better, and I'm going to take him over Tua. And that's Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Dogs.
Okay. Tell me about it.
They are all in one because they got my boy CJGJ. If you don't know who that is, he basically was the slot lockdown corner for the New Orleans Saints last year. If you don't know the picture of him picking off Brady or doing something and literally running up and doing showing his grill, smiling in Brady's face, one of the only 2 to ever basically just talk shit to Brady back and forth and get away with it because the Saints absolutely own Tom Brady. Tyrann Mathieu tried to do that in the Super Bowl and it didn't work out for Tyrann Mathieu. Yeah. It got ugly.
NFL Films, yes. I want to hear the audio.
Yeah. Yes, I want to hear it too.
Yeah.
Because does Brady get a pass though? I mean, would you give him a pass if it's there's things you hear in the
Don't
NFL,
put me on the spot like that.
But probably.
hey, if DeAndre Jordan tried to give J.J. Redick a pass, I think we can give Tom Brady a pass.
Yeah, but J.J. Redick's got that full left arm sleeve because he only
J.J. Redick, hey,
right hand.
Yeah, you're right. J.J. Redick a little more with the brown folks than Tom is. I don't know.
We won't get into those kind of podcasts.
I ain't trying to get canceled day
Philly,
one. Come on.
They went and got A.J. Brown.
Yep.
They still got Devontae Smith. They finally chewed out the coach enough to get Miles Sanders a football and show holy shit, this dude can run.
Yeah.
They have a good defense. They just got because they had Darius Slay, who was already a lockdown corner. That. They have CJGJ, who's going to go to a safety and basically be a ball hawk and talk all the shit in the world. All the shit. I mean, From what I've heard, this dude talks so much shit. Had Michael Thomas pissed off, like wanted him traded. That's why talks broke down. Supposedly, that's why he's traded, because he talks so much shit to Michael Thomas, being a little bitch, not being in the league right now.
But he ain't wrong.
No, but that's what he. That's I mean, like basically, he just talks hella shit, and you get that with Sirianni, who already just loves the. He's kind of like the. He's not as big as Motor City Dan Campbell,
Right.
but like he's over there like that's bullshit. Like he's
he's letting it be known his feelings.
So he likes them dogs. The Philadelphia, when they won the Super Bowl, they had the dog mask, all that stuff. I think those dogs are back, and I think they are going to absolutely run away with that division.
I mean,
I am so high on the Eagles. I think that it's going to be like.
Hey, let's do this. Eagles, Giants. That's a W.
Eagles.
It's a W for the Eagles. The Cowboys. That's a W.
Yeah. The Commanders could be good. Wentz could.
They might
find
split.
It,
they might split.
But like, it depends on what you do with Wentz. Like to decide if he ends up being good or not, kind of thing.
Yeah,
so
I don't.
That's
a puzzle or puzzle box. I'm not trying to.
I think it's back to the Eagles when they had Reed and McNabb or Vic that they're basically shoo them into the playoffs because they're going to destroy teams, and maybe they do go 8-8 like they used to do, but like they were always a team like you're like, man, they should be better. And I think Philly's going to surprise some people, and if they don't, it's going to fall on Jalen Hurts' shoulders because they're going to say, look, we have all this for you, you didn't, and they have they're tied in. Is it Goddard?
No.
They just they traded Zach Ertz and kept this guy.
Is it Dallas Goddard?
Maybe, I don't know, but it's somebody that's really good that they really believe in. So I mean, they have basically a four-headed monster because Miles Sanders is one of the better pass catchers out of the backfield as well. So it's going to come down to Jalen Hurts. Hopefully he shows out. I have a better feeling that he shows out over Tua because I believe in his arm. And that dude has won everywhere he went. Alabama, they didn't believe in him.
Yep.
He went to Oklahoma, won there.
Yep.
Didn't make it, but he won there. All he ever did was he got drafted.
All I do is win.
He got drafted late behind Carson Wentz, who was basically MVP at one point. Should have won the Super Bowl if he would have stayed healthy, but Nick Foles got it. All he did was outperform, get the starting job.
He's better. He's better right now than the person who overtook him in a national championship was Tua.
Exactly.
So if you had me pick between Jalen and Tua, I'm taking Jalen. I'm taking Jalen all day, every day.
And he can be the young Cam Newton too. Like if he can't throw it, it's nothing. He can run. He can still run, kind of thing. Yeah. It's just keep your eyes up. Like that's what Mahomes has evolutionized is that he can kind of scat, but he keeps his eyes up at all times. He wants to throw before he runs.
This is how I look at it. Jalen can do everything Tua can, but Tua can't do everything Jalen can.
Exactly.
And that's why I go with Jalen.
And they got Devontae who can tear the seam off. AJ Brown's probably not going to stay healthy, but like while he's there, that's a big ass wide receiver.
Yeah. They got talent, man. That's a good pick. I didn't even think about that.
They're my dogs.
I like it.
I like them.
I like it.
I think that they're going to definitely do it. And before we get out of here, let's do our MVPs real quick. Who we think the MVP of this year is. And I don't even have one yet. Like
I don't have – oh, gosh.
Yeah.
MVP ain't going to be ayahuasca. I'll tell you that right now.
They ain't giving it to him again.
Nope.
They can't.
This is going to be crazy. Oh, my gosh. Man, it's not going to be Brady. I can see Mahomes being it. Honestly, probably Josh Allen. If I'm going to go Josh Allen. I know you're not high on the Bills, but I'm high enough. I'm going to go Josh Allen. Hey, sleeper, Derek Carr.
Shit. My Snoop Dogg #1 pick, because I'm the highest of highs on them, is the Philadelphia Eagles.
Gotcha. Snoop Dogg pick. We talked about that and forgot about it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, you're wrong. The game that you talked about was going to be the biggest game tomorrow is not. The Backyard Brawl is tomorrow. West Virginia-Pittsburgh rivalry brought back. Old Big East rivalry.
Okay.
West Virginia, JT Daniels, Pittsburgh, forgetting the quarterback's name, but he was also a UFC quarterback. Now they're there.
Yeah.
West Virginia's not ranked, but a lot of people have them being surprising this year. And all JT Daniels does is win, too.
Yeah.
Getting into college football, getting into kind of some bets that I want to do. That's probably going to be my first bet.
Oh, my gosh. I forgot. Someone said something about JT Daniels, said he was the smartest quarterback he's ever coached.
It was Carson Palmer's brother. Is it Jason Palmer?
Yeah.
He does the quarterback, Monday morning quarterback thing.
Is it Jordan Palmer?
Jordan Palmer, yeah. He said that the guy won when he was in high school, left Mater Dei, I think, or something, his senior year, and went to, was it USC?
Yep.
And then he was splitting time in Georgia. I don't know how it didn't have him at Georgia, but he was 3-0
like
when he was
Georgia,
with them. Yeah. And then now he's with West Virginia. Yep. I have West Virginia winning that game. Pitt's ranked 17th, but I think that also they're going to find out that Kenny Pickett was evolutionized that team for him. Like, he was so good for him. That, I think I got West Virginia. That's probably going to be one of the first games that we're going to be doing in-game betting on, being able to bet because it is tomorrow. It is a soft opening, so hopefully we can gamble.
Yeah, come on, bet him, Jim.
Well, maybe we can get into it since it's 11 o'clock and maybe they do East Coast.
Think about that. Yeah,
I doubt it because it's.
If we got in here, guys, you can just forget about us paying attention
about
for the rest
that.
of this. Yeah.
But I got West Virginia. I mean, the college football, we're more of an NFL. We don't know. I don't know shit about fuck when it comes to college. But September 3rd, Notre Dame, Ohio State, right off the bat.
Yeah,
that's
there's some
Saturday.
games.
Yeah. Michigan plays Colorado State. Nah. Oklahoma State, the Fighting Ted.
Clemson plays. Someone plays Oregon.
I said Ted Bundy's.
Someone plays Oregon.
Yeah. Is it Oregon, Georgia? Yep. Oregon, Georgia. Yeah. But like that's the thing. Like college football, it all circles back. It's probably gonna be Alabama. It's maybe gonna be Georgia in the playoffs. It's gonna be Ohio State.
Unless you're Desmond Howard, he picked something crazy. He picked
probably Michigan.
No, he picked Texas A&M to win the whole thing. But like his Final Four was like, is this dude making creative players on
all
NCAA football? Yeah.
Texas A&M has the biggest payroll, NIL.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I can't wait for them to play against Alabama because
how many of these
Nick Saban's gonna try to ramp up the score if they get a chance.
Are these college kids gonna get busted for gambling? I mean, like I know it's been around, but like when do they start getting like? Can they gamble?
I don't know. I don't think they can because I've asked my brother to do fantasy football with me and like do like DraftKings as a coach. But like he can't. I don't think the players can either.
Amateur player gamble?
I don't think they can. If NFL player can't gamble and he's getting paid to play, just like your NIL deals, you're getting paid.
Yeah, but NIL's new.
That's true. That's
so
true.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like,
I don't know. I think
that's kind of crazy because also how do you track that?
I think it's an amateurism thing. Like you can't.
But how do you track that too? Because like there's a difference between having like 52-man rosters and you
true.
tracking that in the NFL to how many colleges have NFL teams in like or not NFL teams but colleges like that's insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some good games this weekend. We'll be back on Sunday, kind of recapping some of the NCAA games. Oregon, Georgia, West Virginia, Pittsburgh will be tomorrow night. Michigan State's ranked up there. NC State, Arkansas, Cincinnati will be another good one. We'll see how they do without Desmond Ridder.
Yep.
Arkansas, not Justin Jefferson. I forgot the quarterback's name, but Jefferson is his last name. He's back. They looked really good. They kind of surprised people last year. There's going to be some good games. So we're going to have some football this weekend.
I mean, you got to be excited football's back.
I'm just excited for gambling. Like,
I might go home and play Madden until 2 in the morning.
Just see if you can open up the books or whatever. Yeah. We're going to get better. We're going to be better prepared. We've already been better prepared because we know who's playing next Thursday, September 8th.
That's right. And it's not the Bucks.
It's not the Bucks. Not the Bucks this time.
Yeah.
Good thing it's not because, he took that 11-day break. Maybe he needs a little bit extra time.
Yeah, a little bit extra time. You know what I'm saying?
But we'll be back better than ever Sunday. We're going to try to get a call-in line, like a voicemail, so people can ask us questions.
Oh, my gosh. That's
we definitely want
amazing.
some special guests. We want more interaction, too. Like, we are a podcast, but we would love interaction where we have people kind of tell us what they want to see, what they want to do. We want to bring people on. Honestly, like, we listen to Dan Le Batard's show. We listen to Pat McAfee's show. We don't want it to be a two-man. Like, we want to be kind of the host. We created it. But at the end of the day, my vision for this is I want a group of, like, 5 or 6 people back here.
Yeah.
Talking shit to us too, and we might because we already squirrel. I would love to squirrel with
everybody else. It might have to turn it into we just sit down and just start talking.
I want the shipping container. Yeah. I want like just a true actual podcast. We're setting up here, and we're getting filthy rich because we're sitting here gambling, knowing what we're gonna do.
Right. Exactly. I love it.
So anyway, this is Duff.
This is T Steps,
and we are out of here. Appreciate y'all. Thank you. Like, rate, review.
Anything? Subscribe.
Unsubscribe and resubscribe. Get the numbers up.
Yep. Yeah.
Let's get the algorithm up. Remember, stay humble, stay grinding.